name is Fred John Jr. My mother is Katie John. My dad is Fred John Sr. I'm from Mentasta. I just took a 375 miles walk last month of May from Dot Lake to Anchorage, and some people asked me I was going to talk about that. I said, no, not now, it's too early. I haven't gotten it all in here yet. It'll take a little while for me to talk about it. So I'm going to talk about boarding school. That one of the traumas that our family, the native people of the state of Alaska went through. I wrote those little stories that were passed around. I wrote stories about Wrangell. I wrote stories about growing up in two culture. I write because I found out the white people and our young native people don't know anything about boarding school. The early 40s and the 50s, when it was really harsh, it was really kind of like the federal government was breaking every law and hurting native people. I write because my two sisters died alcoholism with a wall around them, protecting themselves with a little dignity they had left, trying to not, like I did, we built a wall around us so that we could protect ourselves further from abuse that we had when we were kids, physically, spiritually. We were really hurt. And we did build a wall around us. The wall was around me for about 45 years. A lot of my native people throughout Alaska died during that attended school with me those years. The older ones, some never came back for 50 years. Some of my cousins I never seen for 50 years, and they finally came back, still seeking and looking for who they are. I thank God for the people of my home village that brought me back, that helped brought me back, and my kids and my wife that stayed with me. I wrote a little. My daughter, Gwendolyn, she went to work for her for about 8 years for Hannah. She wrote number 77 about me, how I felt and everything. And there it's on the front page. And she told me it was a vision from the Lord that she had about what the struggle I went through. And she wrote it down, sent it to me. I'm going to read it at the end. Mentasta. I remember leaving Mentasta in school time. That year they told us we had to go. I remember we got on a bus with our Sears Roebuck clothes, new ones we had. You know, Mom and Dad, they went out and bought us all good Western clothes so that we'll be accepted in Wrangell. Last time I see it, they were standing there by Mentasta lot, waving at us as we took off. I was 7 years old, my sister was 5. We didn't know at all where we were going. We didn't know how long. We left. We stayed in Copper Center that first night, and they put us in an attic in the Copper Center Lodge where all the construction work. We had my two older brother with me, Nelson and Ben, and they kind of became our protector. After that, we went to Anchorage. That's the first time I seen television. I think they only had 1 or 2 stations, and that was in 1950. And first time I seen comic book too. Then we cried that night, me and my sister, because we finally realized we're not going to see our parents for a while, because they told us next day we're going to go on an airplane, which we never rode before. We got down to Wrangell. say that thing here. I'm just going to tell stories of what happened. I'm trying not to analyze it or anything, because if I try, I'm going to get mixed up in notes here. We went down to, when we landed in Wrangell, they picked us up and they brought us to the dormitory. And I remember we're in a car. There were a bunch of other students from other places too. And we look out the window, these kids look at us. They're bald-headed, and to us their faces are just round. And they call us new meat, new meat. I remember we got out of the car, my sister went to the girls' dorm, they took her, and we started walking, and these guys, they come and they pump us, you know. I was scared. I was 7 years old. I didn't know what they were pumping us for, but they were trying to see how tough we are, I think. My two older brothers, they went back and they pumped them right back. They never touched them anymore after that, because they didn't take anything from anybody. We went into the rumpus room. They read us the rules, the punishment, and then they shaved our head. They had clippers some days, they didn't have electric. It sure hurt, you know, when you cut off all your hair and everything. We were bald, man, it was just bald. And then they put powder all over us. They put about 30 of us into the big shower, and it was cold, it wasn't a hot shower, I remember. And then the embarrassing part was the matrons, they were men and women working there. And us Native kids, we'd never been naked in front of a bunch of people before. We go steam bath with each other as family to clean up and everything. When we came back out of the shower, they gave us clothes, a chambray shirt, fit pants, and brown boots and socks. And I'll arrange one, there was a number here. My number was 77, and the back here, 77. And that's what they call us from then on. Number 77, report to office. Number 77, we want you here. Number 77, number 77. I never heard my name for the first couple of years. I thought my name was 77 until my brother, older brother came in and told me, Freddie, your name is Fred. Your name is Fred. Remember that. It was like that the first 2 years. I remember when Mento came. I remember a bunch of kids from Mento came. And I was thinking, wow, it was like us. I didn't know Mento was kind of related to us, even though we'd never heard of Mento before. I remember when they came. I remember when Mento kids trying to build a boat or raft to escape that island there. I think Duke knows about it. It was like that. We wanted to escape. I remember when the people from the interior Escobar community of Anecdote Pass came. I remember seeing them with their beautiful parka. I was young, but I know beauty because we grew up the traditional way. Their parka, their pants made out of caribou skin. And they were all dressed like that, and they brought some of their food with them. And they went through the same thing, the shaving of the head off, of the hair off, the shower, and stripped down and their clothes taken away. I never did see their clothes again. To me, I think back, it'd be $1,000 of beautiful parkas and different type of clothes. I never did see it again. They might be burned up, might be stored in a storage someplace, or it might be in a museum someplace in the United States. I don't know. I would say, because I don't think they ever got it back again. I remember that. I remember mostly the punishment for being there every day. The punishment was, there were three groups usually in Wrangell. There were those that tell on you for everything you did. We call them the brown noses. And there was another group that would fight back, like my brother. They wouldn't take anything. They'd get spanking. They're so defiant, they'd fight everything back. And there was a group like me. I was institutionalized. I followed every rule. I did everything they tell me. I tried to be the ideal VIA kid, which I never achieved because they make rules where it's always broken, where you'll always be punished. You get punishment for talking your language. You're not supposed to down there. They don't talk your language. My friend Leroy Isaac from Dot Lake, from Northway. I remember we didn't know where Northway was. Northway bunch came to Wrangell, and he was in one of our class, and the teacher told him something, and he cussed the teacher out in our language. Well, the first time we heard our language, man, we turned around, look at him. The teacher went over there with a ruler, the sharp end of the ruler, went whack, whack, put out your hand. It broke Leroy's hands right there, all the little bone. That had to be in a cast for a long time. That's one of the punishments because of speaking your language. You can't have your clothes. If you hang up, you got to hang up your clothes. If it's on the floor, it's a demerit against you. Every Saturday, they have they would go in a barber shop, not barber shop, where they cut hair. They got big shop there. The big guys line up on the big dorm, and us little kids, we line up on this side, ready for a spanking. I don't remember how many times we get spanked, but your pants is down on the floor on your ankle, and you had to bend over to hit you. The big boys always go through spanking first. And I remember they don't cry. None of them would cry. They would cry. Some probably did, you know. Then our turn came, us little kids. And of course, we're small, we start crying right off the bat. The only good thing about that was the big kids can take our place. And a lot of them did. They took our place of spanking. They get spanking there, and they took our spanking too. That's one of the things that I think they learned from the old native way. None of the big guys, the big dormers became our gang, became our uncle. There to protect us, little ones, from other. We grew up. The kids, when they go to boarding school, they grow up mean and they pick on each other. But there were people that kind of maintained how they learned back home, and they became a father to us, even though they're 13, 14 years old. They became like a daddy to us, protecting us, watching us. My little sister, she was 5. She went over to the girls' store. A girl from Fort Yukon. She passed away a long time ago. We mentioned her name. She became like a mother to my little sister, protected her the whole time. The first 2 years she was another punishment that we got when we do something really bad was they strip us naked on one end and down the hallway between the beds. They got every one of us pull our belt out, and they made that kid run down naked through there. And those guys that tell on us all the time, would be standing on top of the bed, looking over us. And if you don't hit hard enough as they run by, some kid will tell on you, and you had to strip naked and go down there. And of course, we try to pretend, or we give the hardest hit as they come. Some fall down, got up, and run. You've been through there, Luke? Luke knows that. I knew that. A lot of these stories about punishment, I think we close our mind to it. I never think about it for how many years after in recovery it started coming back to me about another punishment was a big punishment. I was there for 2 months. It was because my clothes was on the floor. I mean, not my clothes, my coat was on the floor. They put me what they call the bed punishment. I'd stay in bed over the weekend. I'd stay in bed until school starts, or I'll go eat, come back, go in bed, till school starts, and go make my bed and go to school. Noon time, I'll go eat, come back, stay in bed until school starts again. Evening time, I'll do my detail, then I'll go to bed. They'll put me in bed. There's a bunch of us that stays in bed. They did that for 3 months straight. I was in bed. That's what one of the punishments was. That's a long, long time for me to get. A lot of other little punishment was you can't go to the store. You miss movie on Friday night at this 16mm John Wayne movie where the Indians are put to dogs. It's really love the cowboys and the cavalry. And after a good movie, we'd go out and we'd start playing war. We'd choose sight. Nobody wanted to be Indian. We all wanted to be charge! We'd have so much fun, you know. Every movie we see. Pirate movie. Yes. We became pirate. Oh man, we live in an imaginary world. Tarzan, we'd swing through Southeast Alaska, it's just a jungle there. There are trees down there, man. You could swing from tree to tree for miles long. After Tarzan movie, you see kids swinging. I get for some fall. I fell down from so far, I landed on my knee and I cried. Like I didn't break my neck. But those were a fun time. There was others, you can't go swimming, you know, or you can't go to the store, or you miss a movie or something. But those were punishment that we received all through the school there. We lost our language there. I remember Inupiat from Mentasta. They speak their language secretly to each other, and I saw them years later, they still had their language, and I lost mine. There wasn't very many of us I could talk to, and we didn't dare to talk. We were scared to talk. I see Fort Yukon, the kids on Fort Yukon, they kept their language pretty well. There were so many of them, they talked to each other, they could, you know, they could go out there in the woods and they'd be talking to each other in their own language. I see that. I always admired that, but in 2 years I lost my language there because I got nobody to talk to. The matrons were mean. That one woman, I remember her. Years later, I had a flashback of it when I saw that. What's that little yellow bird name in the cartoon? With the old grandma. So, I forgot. Anyway, the grandma always had a switch that you had to look at. There was a woman there that looked like that. And I always think of her every time I watch that little cartoon of that woman. They hit my brother, Nelson, with a broom over the head. He's defiant. He wouldn't buckle under them. He'd fight back. He'd do anything. One time he hit a woman, he hit one of the Meiji back. You ought to hear the cheers up there in the dorm. We got in really trouble for that. Him and my brother and a guy from Fort Yukon, they sneaked out one time off the campus middle of the night, and I think they tried to go downtown, but they didn't make it. It was 7 miles away. Anyway, they got caught when they come back. And the little room, I'll say it, just big there. for the toilet. They were locked in there for 1 month, and they were fed 1 meal a day. I remember. We tried to sneak them food everyone, but it was right next to the office where you couldn't do that. I remember them being there for 1 month, staying in there. Those were harsh, horrible punishment for 13, 14-year-old kids. That's what we went through. That's what your grandpa, your great uncle that went to school like I did in Wrangell went through. I never saw, looking back, I asked, what happened to this guy? What happened to that guy? Different people that we used to know. Oh, he died of alcoholism, committed suicide. So many of them. There are very few of us that never became victims. I'm a survivor of the boarding school. I survived it. I overcame that part. I don't have that bitterness anymore. I don't have that hatred anymore. It took a recovery camp, the love of my wife, the love of my children, to come back, to help me come back to wholesomeness, to sanity. And it took a long time. It took a long time. I'll say I built a wall around me for 45 years, and that's a long time. I didn't want nobody to tear the wall down. I didn't want anybody to hurt me again. I didn't want to be treated. I wanted, all those years, I rejected my own people, my own Native people. I rejected them. I rejected myself as a Native man. I didn't want to be who I am until my kids came up. I'm going to read to you what my daughter wrote. She grew up under trauma that I had, alcoholism, drinking, leaving the family. The whole thing was alcoholic. Most of you guys know what we do, and it's not wholesome, it's not right. We leave our family, no money, sometimes no food in the refrigerator. It was all through that my kids been through. My oldest daughter, Gwendolyn, sent me this. I was called number 77. I hated myself because of who I was, how I had been born, and mostly because of the face that always looked back at me. I learned I'd never be anything worthwhile, so I decided to change it. I learned a language they taught me. I went to the school they sent me, and I tried my best. I played their sport, and I was good. I excelled, and I furthered my education just like they taught me, and I was smart. I dressed like the magazines and ate their food. I even married a blonde who looked like the cover of a model magazine. I did my best to fit in, and luckily the hippie days allowed me to get almost there, to a point of being somewhat comfortable in public. But then came my kids, one after another, till there were 5 little brown faces that overtook my 2-story house and its plumbing and a refrigerator full of grocery food. And they looked like me, all of them. It was looking in the mirror again, but this time, when I look at my mirror image at these kids, I love them. I love them with that heartbreaking love that I wanted to love myself when I look at my own mirror. And then slowly begin the journey through them to learn to accept who I was and who I was always going to be, and in them. My kids were confident and proud. I became confident and proud. They were outspoken, and I became outspoken. They know who they were, and they wanted to learn where they came from. I began to teach them, and as my long ago memories resurfaced, I began to heal. They forced me at times to hurry with my journey to regain my self-confidence. They were young and curious. They did not know the pain and the humiliation, the scars I carried, but they also did not know they were the ointment, the healing touch I needed to survive and begin to grow again. Through it all, I began to realize that one person did know about my struggle, the true gut-wrenching fear, sadness, and anger I carried. My wife knew, and she watched and waited until one day I could journey on my own and share my story. This is my childhood. This is who I was, who I became, and who I am today. I am Fred John Jr. I am part of the hidden secret of the 49th state, the last of the U.S. attempt of assimilation on the owners of this country. I am no longer scared. I have regained my voice. I have a story to tell. Thank you, everybody.